Hello fellow Magic players, we're back with some more games from our play group. And these are two red and green decks that haven't been on the channel before. I didn't know what to call them. They're like an iteration of Earn 'em Burn 'em, both of them I think, but the one on the left uses Shivan dragons as a top curve drop, and the other one relies on forces of nature. I think he plays for about 2 or 3. So these are like the big creature decks. We have a bunch of red-green decks in our play group actually. So both decks starts out with a bunch of mana creatures, Curd Ape, and we have some early land destruction as well. So Peter on the left has a Chaos Orb out, and the greater board presence at this state, and Alex on the right seems to focus on destroying the green mana of Peter, and I guess that's in order to weaken the Curd Ape. He can actually block it now if he wants to, and he does, because it's now a 1/1/8, but Peter plays a Giant Growth with the Birds of Paradise, so the ape survives. So we have a regrowth and even more land destruction from Alex. So this seems to be his tactic for this match. Try and mana screw the opponent. It's a bit difficult when you're against a player that has a Bird of Paradise and a Mox out. He really needs to shoot down that bird. And he destroys a mountain. That's a factory, so I guess perhaps he's kicking himself for not saving that Stone Rain, or perhaps he has a board to deal with it. Okay, so Alex plays a Blood Moon. It's not the best opponent to use them against, but at least that factory is out of commission right now. So there's another ape, still just a 1/1. So it slows down the beaters a bit. Oh, and a Ball Lightning, that's a rare sight. Okay, and Peter decides to use the Chaos Orb. Okay, and it hits. So that saved him. Still no forests. So the tactic with destroying the Shivan deck's forest was actually quite successful. Another Ball Lightning gets immediately bolted, so Peter is in luck here. That's about 12 points of damage that he could have taken there. And the strip mine and the factories are still mountains because of the Blood Moon, so that's why we don't see any more activity on that front. Another Mana Elf. This is not what Alex needs right now. He needs something big. A Force of Nature at this point could be quite nice. But he seems to keep drawing the dorks. And more mana. A Fireball could be rather nice too. Okay, so we have an Agothian Pixies. It's a great creature, especially in this meta, as it doesn't take damage from artifact creatures and it can't be blocked by them. So it's a great counter to against all the Mithras factories that let's see play in the current meta. Alex just keeps on drawing mana sources. Okay, and there's a gargoyle. I wonder why Peter doesn't attack more. That's another Ball Lightning. Okay, and he sacrifices an ape to it. That's a rather weird play, just in order to save himself for 1 point of damage. But perhaps he has a plan with it. So he attacks with the gargoyle. Probably. Okay, so that should be enough. So the red-green Shivan deck wins without the use of Shivan dragons though. I hope we'll see some of the big beaters from these guys at some point. So we go to match number 2, and Peter on the left seems to choose to use the new mulligan rule, and Alex keeps his hand. So places on the play as he left the previous match. Oh, it just flings a giant growth at that Curd. Okay, so he has an Elvish Archer, but that Tiger Curd opening is very solid, and a Silver Library, that's very decent opening from Peter. I can understand why he kept that hand. Alex probably blocks a bit prematurely here, but he realizes that the Elvish Archer, that the ape has grown from that forest, so the Elvish Archer can't first drag it down with his bow and arrow. So he stone ranges the tiger, thereby negating Peter's access to red mana at this point. Okay, there's a mountain. Okay, so there's a Curd on each side now. Okay, and he attacks, and Peter chooses not to block him. I guess he probably fears a giant growth. And he attacks, and there's a giant growth. Okay, and a giant growth and a berserk. Okay, it's pretty similar decks. We're trying to calculate the damage here, and both creatures die. But now the Elvish Archer has an open field to just fling those arrows, as long as it lasts. Okay, there's a force field. It's a pretty unorthodox choice in a red-green aggro deck like this to have such a defensive card, but it seems to work. At this point, at least it halves the Archer's damage. I suppose it can help in bigger creature wars. Okay, so we have a gargoyle. So Peter being tapped out of red mana, Alex can attack that Elvish Archer, and he'll just shoot that gargoyle out of the sky if he attacks with it, as he can't pump it. And Peter elects to use the force field to reduce the damage to 1. And then he attacks with the gargoyle. And again, I apologize for my voice. I still have caught a cold, so I hope we can make do with me coughing from time to time. I'll try to keep it to a minimum. Okay, so Alex plays a Blood Moon. Has actually absolutely no effect at this point. Okay, but at least it reduces the tiger's effectiveness. It has become a mountain now. It's a bit of a standstill with the Peter probably drawing better cards from that Silver Library and having an ability to just keep on attacking. Okay, so he bolts the gargoyle, and Peter elects not to pump its toughness. I have no idea why. He could have made it 4 in toughness and made it survive. So that really surprises me. I don't know what happened there. But perhaps he probably overlooked it. Okay, so Alex has the attacks now, and here's an Enumgen from Peter. So Alex really needs a way to remove that thing now. Force of nature would do wonders here, but he doesn't have the forest for it. Okay, so he disintegrates it, so the Enumgen is removed from play, and he can attack again. with that archer. But that force field has actually helped Peter a lot at this point. Here's a ball lightning. Going straight back. And now there are 2 archers. At least it will lock some mana from Peter. He has to keep some mana untapped in order to make that force field work. Okay, but he ends the game right there with 2 balls. And that's a Shivan dragon he called into, and a tranquility, but that there was no reason to play it. So the red-green Shivan dragon deck won 2-0. And after these matches will be there'll be a match between a new Berserker Talk deck, and it's against an old school classic, namely the deck. Some people hate it, some people love it. Anyway, that'll be coming up, a set of matches between those 2 archetypes. Thank you for watching.